Came to Saigon in Vietnam to do ANZAC Day with my mates here, and I had no idea I was going to get caught up in the middle of the 50th anniversary of the end of the Vietnam War, which ended on the 30th of April 1975. Let me show you what I'm seeing. Now, I know this video steers away a lot from my traditional content where I talk about building and politics and all the shitty things that are happening in Australia. But Vietnam is one crazy fucking trip. Nothing here kind of makes sense because it's capitalism with a socialist bent. It's got a spin on it that is clearly authoritarian, but it has this incredible free market capitalism happening where people can trade, people can do whatever pretty much they want, so long as you just don't upset anyone and so long as you don't break any laws. This is the type of country where you can literally build a skyscraper on the side of a dirt track, provided you've paid the right people to get the permissions to do it. But because I'm here in the middle of the 50th anniversary of the end of the Vietnam War, it is literally millions of people on the streets, and they've been camping out here for about a week now, participating in these celebrations. I think it's an incredible thing to see. The vibe is absolutely off the charts. But Vietnam just has that kind of hustle about it that you can't help but get dragged into. It's a fascinating place. There's police, soldiers, traffic, cops, and of course the crazy Binh Vue walking street. The setup for this 50th anniversary has been absolutely mind-blowing. I got to do some really awesome walks early in the morning and just check out the sunrise over Ho Chi Minh / Saigon City. 21 guns been sitting there for the last 7 days waiting to do their firing and salute. I found Vietnam to be a wonderful place to visit. The trip out to Long Tan and Nui Dat and Vung Tau, where the Australians served in the late 60s, early 70s, was a really fascinating thing for me to see. As the grandson of a Vietnam veteran, and also as someone who served myself, to be hanging out here with my mates who I was in with. It's high-end brands surrounded by red flags of communism and socialism. It's a very, very unusual place. This is before it turned into a filthy pit of rubbish. I feel genuinely sorry for the fellow who has to clean up all of this filth. I mean, there's a little army of worker ants out there scurrying around picking up shit, and my God, there's shit everywhere. The streets also smell like piss. Everything, everywhere you go, it smells like human piss because people have been camping out on these streets for days for this festivity and this celebration. And just watching them go, just watching them work, continuing to clean every morning, doing the same thing. In between the piss, of course, there are these people that are just camped out everywhere. Some of these people have been here for days. The lineups to get into the underground train station were just miles long as people tried to exit the city after the main military parade at 6:30 a.m. this morning. Now, I don't have any footage of the main military parade because, to be honest with you, I just did not want to get down there in that filth and that mess. Louis Vuitton stores, Gucci stores, Rolex stores, everything surrounded by the communist flags. It's a huge contradiction, but a fascinating one unto itself. Would I come back to Vietnam? Well, this was my second trip, and I've enjoyed it immensely. I think it's an incredible place with a wonderful culture. I certainly wouldn't want to be here during this type of festivity again, though. I think there's just a little bit too many humans, I should say, hanging around here for me to enjoy it. Credit where credit is due, though. The Vietnamese really do know how to put on a show. It's been fireworks and drone shows every night. This was the practice fireworks, getting ready for the big one tonight. I'll get some video footage of tonight's giant celebration, of course. And just to hear the sound ricocheting off of the tall buildings and the light in the windows was just mind-blowing. Vietnam, 50 years since the war ended, and 50 years since Australia's contribution to this terrible conflict ended as well. It's come a long way, this place. It's not what I expected. The level of money here is mind-blowing. This isn't the type of content that I normally make. As I said before, I'm generally bitching about politics and the building industry in Australia because it's such a fucking mess. So I find it fascinating to see how other cultures live, thrive and survive, and especially get things done. Because we don't get things done in Australia, but clearly in Vietnam they do. Because if you went back 50 years and had a good look here compared to what they've done now, holy fuck, there is no comparison. Setting up a business in Vietnam is really quite simple. There's a lot of companies in Australia that are outsourcing a lot of work to Vietnam now, and for good reason. Really high skill sets, really strong work ethic, and a culture that's entrepreneurial. These guys want to succeed, which is why they are doing well and probably deserve all the success they can get. Does communism work? Fucking no. It doesn't work, because the Australian version of it, where they're fucking taxing us to death and paperworking us into oblivion, is a fucking joke.